the strings.
Nice and pretty. So day 2 of, or part 2 of cleaning the shop. So getting ready to run over to the scrapyard and actually get rid of all this stuff. There's some random wiring in here, bunch of turbo stuff, seats, plenty of seats. There's like 3 sets of those twin turbos in there, 3 automatic trannies, a bunch of exhaust pieces and jacks, and just a bunch of random crap that just needs to frickin' go. So going to warm up this dirty old 6 liter and take it to the scrapyard. Alright, so we're 9820 coming in. See how much stuff we got loaded up. Alright, 8340 coming out. So 1,400 pounds, $80 a ton, $59.20.
$80 a ton, I remember.
Alright, so as you see, we got the bed all swapped on the truck. That was a whole nother video, but after we went to the scrapyard, we came back and threw away a bunch of the random, basically just trash and stuff that was lingering around here. A lot of like plastics and interior pieces, stuff like that. But my landlord here at the shop, he's actually cleaning out a different unit for some other people that are moving in. And I really wish I would have known about that like before, because I would have liked that. It would have been nice to just like up and move this whole shop into like a whole new section. It's actually a little bit bigger. But anyhow, he has a roll-off that he has a little bit of space in, and I asked him if I could throw basically a truck bed full of stuff in there, and he said yeah. So we're going to go ahead, throw away a bunch of that crap, and then come over here and just try to really organize some of this stuff and get it kind of up on the shelves. And then I'm really scared to kind of tackle this right now, because it's a slippery slope, but we're going to go drop this off while it's still light. So bed of the truck is empty. We got rid of all that trash, and then so now just need to clean that up. One little corner. So this is this whole side of the shop, looking pretty nice, and kind of had a big trash pile going right here. And that's D16Y7 that I think has some sort of a knock that just basically thrown away or scrapping. This seat, kind of don't know what to do with it, but probably end up keeping it. This is a box. Found just a bunch of random like end of project car boxes, you know, like that. When you're done building the car, you have a box laying next to it with all the nuts and bolts that you like needed or used or acquired, and that's kind of right there. So we just like dumped all that into one thing, because there's still really good nuts and bolts in there, but you know, it's like you don't want, yeah, like 10 little tiny boxes everywhere. And then cleaned off all this stuff. There's a lot of F-250 parts up here, Saab pieces and stuff like that. And then this is basically the big trash pile of more stuff that we kind of gathered. And so basically kind of condensed all this to that box right there, and then this box, and then this is some extra Civic that came out of here. This is basically all the stuff that needs to go back on this thing still. And I think that's pretty much it, other than all this stuff we're going to take to the scrapyard. So this is kind of aluminum, this is steel. And then we are going to be taking that the EK parts car to the scrapyard as well. But kind of, I think we're decided that we're probably going to go ahead and paint this. So we're going to try to scrub the floor a little bit tomorrow, and maybe get this painted in this like white epoxy like this other side. Maybe refresh this too, but for now just this side. So that way when we have like, you know, finished project cars and, you know, stuff like that. This sucks to sweep up too. Like when you sweep, it just doesn't sweep very nice. Whereas that sweeps up really clean and it's easy to mop. So yeah, this is probably going to get painted over here. That'll look really, really nice. And yeah, it's definitely kind of coming together. And I don't know, I'm kind of getting to that stage where, you know, I'm just getting okay with just throwing stuff out. You know, it's like, man, if I need that, I'll just freaking go buy it. So, because I've honestly bought some of this stuff before because I didn't even know I had it. So, but yeah, we'll be back tomorrow to continue. So it's the next day. Looking at the floor, I think we might have a couple issues. You can see like right here, this is where the paint booth was. There's like this layer of paint that's kind of chipping up almost. And then over here, there used to be an office right here, and you can see there's like the lines from where they had the adhesive to glue the carpet down. And so I think we definitely have to kind of, you know, etch, not just the acid etch stuff. I think we'd actually have to sand this. And then you can see over here, this stuff didn't stick the greatest. So we might go to Home Depot and see, they have a machine with a diamond bit, basically scratch the floor. But if we do that, we're pretty much turning this into the frickin' shop project of the day, I guess. Yeah, it's probably like a 2-day process, but we'd probably just do it today. We'd probably just get rid of the old frickin' scuff and just call it good. But I don't know, we're gonna go to Home Depot and see how much they want for that frickin' machine, if they have it, and then I guess call it good. The plans are ever changing. Now that this is actually clean, you can see the paint booth spot, and all of that paint is David's.
Not all of it.
Well, the purple on the edges.
White stuff isn't mine.
The purple on the edges. I don't know. It's a ton of paint, is what it is. But again, the other thing is it has all this like thin set adhesive stuff for tile or whatever that is, and so I started pressure washing it, and you can see right here, it just kind of flakes off a little bit of that stuff. And so I know that epoxy is not going to want to stick to that. And I mean, that epoxy stuff is expensive, and I just don't want to be putting that on this. But I really do think that this kind of looks like crap. You know, if I want to park like a nice pretty car right there, it's just not going to look that pretty. So the decision now is Ty is on his way up to another Home Depot that's like 40 minutes away, that they have the rental of, it's called a dyna brush. It's like a diamond little brush thing that goes on a floor buffer, and that'll basically take off all this paint. It'll kind of level it, like, you know, little imperfections and stuff out. It should take off all that crap, and we should have a nice prepped surface to do. And since I'm renting that and spending the money on it, I'm probably just going to go ahead, and some of this stuff was coming up when I was pressure washing it. And you can see I've done a lot of like engine and tranny swaps and stuff like in this area. And it all kind of chipped up. David doesn't agree with me putting it down by the lift, but
Yeah, I wouldn't put it by the lift.
well, it's already there. And it just, I don't know, it looks nice when it's all nice and clean, and maybe I'll take better care of it. But so the plan is to move all this stuff out, or I'm going to put this Civic outside, which you guys don't know about that one yet, and then put this one on the lift, and then put all this crap over there, and then paint this floor over here. And that's hopefully it's all going to be nice and pretty, and I mean, hopefully it's going to be nice and pretty. Here's my $150 rental. Ty, will you give this thing a tilt? Look at this. This is like a $700 freaking blade. They call it the dyna file or dyna something. It has little diamond homies in it, and it basically eats itself away as it goes up. But yeah, so we're gonna freaking. Why do I say freaking? It's because I
use forwards. You say, what's the other one you say?
Well, normally it's but
No, you say friggin' and then you say anyhow. You say
anyhow.
friggin' and anyhow as filler words because you don't know what to say, so you use them as filler words.
So kind of still in the middle of the process over here, just trying to get this thing done. Pretty much everything is kind of good over here. All this stuff is actually coming up fairly easy. This is all the paint that was in the paint booth. So that stuff's coming up all right. But man, this stuff over here with whatever that is, that adhesive or whatever, carpet adhesive, it's really, really bad. And man, it's just a lot of effort. It's seriously taking the same amount of time to do this little section as it has to do this whole thing, probably even a little bit more. And you kind of have to do some weird stuff with the buffer where you kind of into like one side of the buffer and then really, really like walk it kind of slow to get it to actually tear it up. But good thing is, only have to go from here to there, and that little section is pretty much going to be the end of it, and then this stuff should go pretty quick. And then I think we're going to go ahead and just paint this side tonight right here, and then tomorrow we'll do this whole rest of it. And this thing just has to be turned in by like 6 p.m. So I guess here we go again. So the floor is drying up, or trying to dry up, and it's funny because you'd almost think that this is dry right here. Then you look over here where I had this guy blowing, and so that's technically dry. So and these pieces right there are kind of getting dry. But yeah, so I thought that we were actually gonna get like this whole side painted, like everything tonight. But we did kind of get a late start on all that type of stuff. So that is probably going to have to be for the next video. I'm going to let this stuff dry overnight, and we'll get here early tomorrow, a little bit earlier tomorrow, and try to get this painted, and then maybe just go ahead and actually try to get this thing kind of scuffed with that guy over there. This just takes way too long to try and actually strip all of this stuff back to the actual concrete. So I'm not even going to mess with that. We'll just kind of give it some tooth, and hopefully it'll be alright. Yeah, that is going to be it for this video. Hopefully you guys are stoked about cleaning up the shop. I definitely am. It's something that's needed to happen for a long freaking time, and it's just, sometimes it's just hard, you know. You like working on cars and getting stuff done, and then you want to work on another car and get more stuff done. So I guess that's gonna be it. Let me know what you guys think of this thing, and I guess if we're doing it right, tell us we're doing it right, and if we're not, like, tell us we're goofs or something. But I think we're doing a good job. So this is more legit than we did on this side. Maybe that's why this is so kind of scuffed up too, but I don't know. Well, I guess we'll see.